Saturday, and we did have an absolute cracker, an absolute crazy, mentally draining game. It was 32-all between Manly and Newcastle. Manly came flying out of the gates. They copped a Simbi. Newcastle came back. Newcastle went ahead. Manly came back. It was back and forth for the whole game. But I guess if you look at the game, tries 6-all, conversions 4 from 6%, 86-84, errors 5-7. From all accounts, this game, reading the stats, goes, it's going to be a draw. But before we jump into this game, if you're Johnsy sitting on the sideline and you have your two sons going at it, is this the perfect result you could have taken away from this game?
Of course. As any parent I can speak of, if you have any two children facing off each other in a game and you don't want one to lose more than the other, nor do you want one child to win more than the other, this is the best result. But taking that out of the game, is it disappointing for both teams to say, if I were to tell you at the start of the game, mate, either team, I'm going to walk into any dressing room and say, right, you're going to score 32 points. You're only getting a draw here today. Like, does that not worry you or shock you? Like, yes, the error is down in single digits. Completion rate is high, but is this is this something that is concerning moving forward? Maybe they need to work, both individually teams need to work on their field goal attempts, because that was the most woefully field goal attempts I've ever seen. Can't describe how bad it was. It's just terrible. But it was a good display to put on for the Mudgee faithful, to get to see 64 points scored in total in the game. I think I had the unders for this game of 60 points and sort of walked away with a sore loser there. So, what did you make of this game? Any worrying signs coming out of this for you?
I think you've touched on the worrying signs. I think if you told me that I'm going to go out there and score 32 points, I don't care who I'm playing, I think I'm walking away with 2 competition points. So to have a draw after scoring 32 points, I think that's a bit worrying. I think what else is worrying, I look at Manly first, and they started the game with Ola Kawatu going over in the 3rd minute, Christian Tuipolatu going over in the 8th minute, and you thought, okay, Manly's going to run away with this. And you had Newcastle under 12, I had 13 plus, and I definitely felt very comfortable. And then a sim binning happens, you fast forward 20 minutes later and you've got Greg Marshall going over in the 12th minute, Jack Johns going over in the 17th, Dominic Young going across in the 23rd, and Manly find themselves down. So I think the lapse in concentration between each team when the tries did come in, I think that's a major concern. But let's talk about, I guess, you could say the hero of Newcastle, Dominic Young, dropped 1 week, pops up next week, scores 4 tries. What did you make of this performance? What did you make of him moving forward? And I guess a player that knows he's going to the Roosters next year, who knows there's a lot of competition now with Jackson Paulo doing well, Tupu reportedly re-signing. How much more pressure does that put on Dominic Young to perform for the rest of this season?
You just don't worry about outside noise, regardless of who Roosters are re-signing or signing or whatever. You just got to do what you can do. And if that is bringing out a 9.5 or 10 out of 10 performance each and every week to show to your new employer or your new coach, this is what I can do. It's all left up to the Trent Robertson next year to make the decision of who he's going to start at wing position. Good response after getting dropped for a week. It's the correct response. I don't think he went away kicking stones, anything like that. He sort of knuckled down, concentrate on his homework, what he had to do to get better, and he responds with a four tries this weekend. It's a great response from any young player, regardless of where you are at in your career. So, moving forward from these two teams, as I said, field goal attempts, need to work on them and need to concentrate a little bit more than just a few periods within the match. other than that, we'll move into the top performers for this match, and they are on.
Before we jump into that, I did want to get one more thing, but I will throw it across to you. Obviously, for everyone, it is wondering why we are a bit more tired. We have gone into that new daylight saving, so it is usually 10 o'clock at this time. It is 9 o'clock, but we have made that choice as a podcast, as a show, that we want to get these episodes out to you Monday, early Tuesday morning, rather than waiting until Tuesday, Wednesday, when we're already thinking about the next round. So we are going to push through. We are going to get onto this. But I think the last point I want to touch before I do throw it across to the top performance is I think Manly were lucky to get away with this result. I thought Bradman Best try at the end where they said he dropped it, he didn't regather it, he didn't get it down. I thought that for all money should have been a try. So I think the rub of the green did go with Manly on that call. But like you said, if you're conceding 32 points, you probably don't deserve to get 2 points at the end of the day. But let's jump into the top performers. On tackles, on 49, you've got Gerbo. On 49, on the other side for Newcastle, you have Jaden Brayley. For the run meters, 297 meters to Turbo. He's getting back to his best. And obviously, Lachlan Miller, who's been brilliant for Newcastle, comes in at 282. With the line breaks, Garrick has 2 and Dominic Young has 4. So I guess coming back from an injury, Turbo stands out here. Lachlan Miller stands out here. The rest you kind of expected to see, Baxter?
Yeah, you can't fault any of those players on screen. I think they really performed good this game, and maybe Lachlan Miller, sorry, not Ilias. Lachlan Miller maybe takes the fullback role for New South Wales. He's a Coffs Harbour boy, so maybe he gets the number 1 jersey.
Well, you're listening to a Queenslander and trying to put a probably 7th option in the fullback position for New South Wales. So I don't think Lachlan Miller is going to get anywhere near that blue squad with the names that we spoke about before. But hey, maybe he'll get a picture on the Newcastle website, because I had to pull this one off Google Images because he still has a black outline around his picture. So hopefully after that performance, Lachlan Miller does get his photo up on the site. But it was good to see both these fullbacks go head to head and almost put up 300 meters each respectively. But